And talk about support for Fisher House. We got to bring him on right now. Joe Militano, he's the Senior Vice President of Finmeccanica North America and DRS Technologies. And thanks to him and the great people at Finmeccanica, all of your donations for the last 3 hours have now been doubled, which puts us over $100,000. Mr. Militano, thank you so much for being here. And even more importantly, thank you for the incredible support from Finmeccanica for Fisher House.
Well, thank you so much. And, I'd like to add, maybe we could add 2 more hours to the day and make it a 26-hour day, see how far we can go.
Yeah, I'm for it. I'm all for it.
Well, it feels like that sometimes, actually. Talk to me about what you're doing at Finmeccanica and why your support, why Fisher House is so important for you to support them.
Well, there's a tacit recognition that as the war draws down in Afghanistan that, right or wrong, a lot of folks are going to forget that wounded warriors and the things that they have to deal with go on for a lifetime in many cases. In a lot of cases, too, there's families involved. So, we've begun to use the terminology wounded families because as mom or dad comes back and there's issues that the family hasn't had to deal with in the past, this goes on for really a lifetime. And, there's actually some statistics that we're looking at that suggest that this is really the first time in American history where so many families have been involved. In past conflicts, there's been conscripts, and candidly, a lot of the troops going overseas have not had families. So this is the first time with a volunteer force that so many extended people are impacted by this. And, of course, Fisher House is at the forefront of providing support to the families as well as the wounded warriors.
I'm sure that you, like many people, have gone through some of these Fisher Houses and taken a look at what they do. Have you ever been, as I have been, touched by one personal story that you've heard?
Well, I have, and for one, Dawn Halfacre, who is part of the Wounded Warrior Project, another organization that does so well for our wounded warriors. Herself is a wounded warrior. She lost her arm in Iraq, and very recently, in fact, we had a Wounded Warrior concert at the Italian Embassy, and she told her story. And I could tell you there wasn't a dry eye in the house. She's told this story over and over. The reality is you never hear it enough, and she's a very courageous young woman who returned and formed her own business, moved on with her life, and is really a role model for what our wounded warriors and our veterans are all about.
Well, and when somebody like that loses a limb, it's not just the medical procedure that is a long, painstaking process, but then the therapy, so many things that they have to go through, and they have to do it at a VA hospital, oftentimes alone without their family members near them because their family members can't afford to be here. That's what Fisher House does, right?
Oh, absolutely. And, these are individuals who demonstrated their courage and patriotism first by, entering the armed services and going overseas in conflicts to support America. What's always astounding to me is how they can now come back and inspire us once again with their courage, as they take on some of these challenges in life and really role model the way for how any of us could persevere under some, extreme conditions. So, in these cases, you can see Fisher House being very considerate of the extended families of the individuals, providing them with a place to stay as their loved ones go through all the therapy and the situations they're dealing with. And it really is heartwarming to see how many people take advantage of it and how the Fisher House stays dedicated to it.
Joe Militano, Senior Vice President of Finmeccanica North America, and we just need to give you your due here. Finmeccanica stepped up and matched our first $50,000 of donations this morning at the Fisher House WMAL Radiothon. I want to thank you for that, and I just can't say enough about Finmeccanica and their generosity in inspiring so many donations this morning for Fisher House. This means we are over $100,000.
Yes.
This is the starting
this
point.
Is the
now
base.
We can really start growing
right.
these donations.
Listen, thank you again so much. We greatly appreciate you joining us.
Oh, I appreciate it as much, and let's see if we can hit the 150 mark.
Shoot, we're going way past that.
Way past.
Yeah, thanks a lot.